So that is beyond far. So it's millions of miles away, the sun is, but yet it's closest to us. So the stars that are the next closest are so much farther, and that's why they're so tiny. How long would it take to travel from the sun to the next star? At the speed of today's spacecraft, it would take more than 200,000 years. Years. So the picture to the right says, long ago, people saw patterns in the stars. These are called constellations. You can see shapes of animals, warriors, and more, like the Big Dipper. Sometimes you can go out and you can see where there's a lot of stars. Usually you can't do it at your house because there's lots of lights around. You need to go where it's really dark out in nature. And if you look up, you can see a bunch of stars. And if you have a star map of the constellations, you can pick them out. Now, at your house, you probably can find the Big Dipper. So that's a fun thing to do. See, there's the Big Dipper right there. A galaxy is a huge group of stars. The universe may have as many as 100 billion galaxies. Each galaxy is home to billions of stars. Our galaxy is called the Milky Way. So that is a picture of our galaxy, the Milky Way. It gets its name from the milky white disk of stars that stretches across the sky. So you can see that milky white grouping of stars that stretches out. The Hubble Space Telescope was launched in 1990. I wasn't even born yet. Hubble sends us amazing photos of stars. So it is up in space still, and it sends us pictures. How long do stars shine? Like cars, stars die when they run out of fuel. Some stars shine for a few million years. Other stars last for trillions of years. Our sun will shine for about 10 billion years. When stars die, they change. Some stars puff out and expand. They are called red giants. Then they cool off. They shrink and become white dwarfs. The sun will become a white dwarf one day. So here's a picture. It says white dwarfs are very dense, or they're really thick. If you could scoop up a teaspoon of matter from a white dwarf, it would weigh about the same as an elephant. Wow. Other stars will explode. So stars are kind of like fire, right? They're the energy. And when they die, some of them become that dwarf, or some of them explode. They form superstars called supernova. Sometimes a supernova collapses. It pulls inward and shrinks into a tiny point. Its gravity is the strongest in the universe. This extreme gravity zone is called a black hole. So here you can see that there was a star. It exploded to a tiny, tiny spot, and then it creates the black hole. The gravitational pull, so that gravity, the pull of a black hole is so strong, it pulls material from other space objects towards it. So it's pulling things in, kind of like a magnet. In this drawing, the red and orange is material being pulled from a blue star toward the black hole. So it's pulling in things. Scientists continue to discover new facts about the lives of stars. Now, when you look up at the stars, you will see them in a whole new light, a whole different way. You will know that those little stars are billions and millions of miles away. They are on fire, and they are making their own energy. So here, if you look at our story again, you can see some of the photo glossaries, or the words that were in this story and what they mean. This is an index and the end of our story. So this is a great story to learn about stars. Like I mentioned earlier this week, there are other books about wonderful things in space, and it's very cool to learn about. So keep exploring. See you later, alligators.